Alright guys, Chris with Cardboard Swords here, and I'm bringing you the deck list for the RTN second place I got with Dromai, Big Dragon. Obviously just playing something I'm comfortable with this RTN season because I wasn't super confident on other things. Obviously I was playing with Kasai, playing a little bit of Prism with Rob Cannon's list, but wasn't super confident on them, so I thought, you know what, take it back to basics, play what I'm comfortable of, get the tome out, so I can just play defensive, I can play to my game plan and force the opponents to come to me. So, we'll start off with equipment. So obviously, Storm Sandakai, no need to explain. Balance of Justice is a choice. I am not running any other headpiece, I am only running Balance. This decision was made because of mostly of a card I have in the deck list, which I'll go over in a second. But obviously for the meta, we've got Brutes, you've got Blood Rush Bellow, you've got Art of War, obviously Ninja use Art of War as well. Loads of decks that just draw 2 cards naturally. So this card lets you block 2 like Crown of Providence, but then you can choose when to draw a card. That card obviously gives you, on average, free value, because it will block free. I think I play maybe like 6 cards that don't block free in the entire deck list. We'll find out when I go through. So the choice was save a slot on armor and just play balance, and except in some games it's just going to be block 2. Obviously the Furnace, no need to explain this for Dromai players. It's just vital. You can't not play it. For the arm pieces, we played Wave of Reality and Null-Rune. So Null-Rune is mostly for Rune Blades rather than Wizards, just to give you guaranteed Null-Rune against those Rune Chants. And Wave of Reality has been pretty much just Dromai stable for a while now. It's 2 life. It's 2 life. Then for legs, obviously you're playing the Big Dragon staple, which is Time Skippers. Obviously, so this has been gone around. Mage Masters, Phantasmals. Speaking of Phantasmals, is in this list, but it's in my Prism deck right now. This one just allows you to turn 0, pitch 3 reds, get a kickstart on your Ash, and go from there. If you don't use a turn 0, it then also gives you 2 action points later on in the game. So maybe you pitch a blue to it, use 1 action point to play passing, and use the other to attack. You know, there is a little bit of flexibility there. And obviously you've got Phantasmal Footsteps, which was, again, I had 2 spaces left the night before. Didn't really know what to play. So I put 2 pieces of equipment in. One was Phantasmals, which is good for Pistol Dash. Obviously you pay 1 into it and it blocks effectively free through the free pistols. Ninja, it's alright. Stops Skidachis. Lets you try and fatigue them. That never happened. But yeah. And then the last one, which is just Spellfray Leggings. It was for Kano. I'm not pitching free into this. Footsteps is irrelevant against Kano. It was the idea of, well, if I see it, it stops 1 damage on an Aether Wildfire. So we'll take the first step, which is going for the dragons. We're going to go pretty rapid fire through these because they're all pretty much staple bar one of them. So obviously 3 Azvoli, 3 Chromai, a Dominia, 3 Kalyloria, 3 Miragai, 2 Necria. Necria is a good dragon, obviously presenting that on hit, getting you back into your Ash generation, but it does cost 3, so it's one of the harder ones to play. We're only playing about 14 blues in the entire 80. Obviously, most of those don't come in every game, so it just made sense to cut this down to 2, and it's felt pretty good. 3 Uvia. This is a card that's been going back and forth, like in most of my lists, but I feel 3 is pretty good, especially against Warriors. Just makes a Aether Wing. They can't really deal with it with 1 card. And it's just good into decks that can't deal with dragons very well. 3 Femai. This one mostly just comes in against fatigue lists where you need to play all your dragons and Kano. You put this against Kano and you force them to go off there and then, or take this out, which gives you another turn. Tumulti, vital for killing Null-Rune and getting to your win con. 3 Yendrai. And then the one that no one's really playing at the moment, but obviously Big Dragon tends to, is Vinserikai. This card it's good value. If you have a Miragai, it forces them to give you 2 cards. It takes up one of their attacks. Obviously, it's only 1 health, so it feels bad for them. They lose value out of it. And especially when you've got Chromai Dust, Miragai, you're going Vinserikai for 6, Chromai for 3, all your Aether Wings. Which is good value, and obviously in a Big Dragon list, you can afford to play it because of the blues. And then 3 Rake. So then we're going on to what I would call the support cast. So this is everything that's not a dragon that kind of helps you get to that game plan. You poke them down, or it is part of the end game. So obviously 3 Burn Them All. This is typically played at 2. But obviously for free, it means you can block with one early game, or against decks like Axe Story, where you really need to be pushing them at the end, killing them before they kill you. Obviously, the three of them, 3 Arcane every turn, that adds up. That takes them, 0 to 30 to 0, 10 turns, which is, at the end of the game, is very possible to have 10 turns in Burn All. We've got Billowing Mirage in red, just gives you another Aether Wing, comes in for free. We've got the Dust Up reds and blues. So this card in blue is really good value. Obviously, in the mirror, hits an Aether Wing, makes an Aether Wing. It's just decent blue, blocks free. It's decent. There are very few blues that you feel you can play. Dust Up is one of them. Sweep and Blow obviously makes Ash. Very important when you've got no Ash, or just need to make a couple more for a turn. Then we've got the Chrome Caverns Dust. So this is Chromized Dust. Obviously, this one has basically replaced the need for Vincere Archive's Dust and mostly passing. Chromite is already a good dragon, giving you an action point so you can swing again after being popped. Making that dragon not be able to be popped is insane into Guardians. Then we are playing the free Passing Mirage. It's a decent blue, and you can pitch stack it with the Dust. So obviously you can play a Chromite on the Dust, swing, get an action point, play the passing, and then keep playing your dragons as normal. And you're not really losing any tempo by playing the passings. Then we've got True Remembrance. There are a few matchups where I can't want this at free, but free might be a little bit too greedy. It's up in the air, but I think 2 is a minimum. You need to play 2. You do definitely just not have enough dragons to play to the end game without them, and 1 is not enough. And then we're on to the final section, which is the defensive cards. So these are basically any cards that block 4 or similar. So we've got Free Sync, Staple, 2 Sand Cover. This is mostly for, like, obviously Dominate with Bravo and Kano. Obviously it stops 4 Arcane. It's insane. For that same idea, we've got Oasis. So Oasis for Kanos, for Dominate, Overpower as well, which you see a little bit, but not too much at the moment. Free Sigil. Obviously, these are staple in Dromai. You swing with an Aether Wing with no go again. They go, okay, whatever, no block. And you go, bam, Sigil, go again. We've got 2 Hold the Line. So this is similar to Balance of Justice, where it's a meta-call. If you think people are going to be drawing 2 cards in a turn, this is really good value, and this really proved its worth in both tournaments, Patriot and Loughborough. Just block for 5. Blocking for 5 is not very common in Flesh and Blood, and when you can do it, it's amazing when you can. And the final card, which is my standout card of the 2 days, is Standing Order. New card from Heavy, blocks 5 or attacks for 6. Always a popper in the mirror. I don't play any other poppers. I just have to accept that play aggro Dromite, I probably lose, but if I play like a big dragon mirror, I think I'm just better. This card has got insane value. Just blocking for 5 off 1 card and cycling your arsenal is good. Not showing them what you're pitch stacking by sinking the arsenal is also really insane. The card just proves its worth on the weekend. Like, I can't really say much more. It's an insane card, and you should definitely pick them up while they're on this low point. It's not a Warmongers type card. It's not going to be like 30, 40 quid, but I think it'll definitely sit around the 15, 20 pound mark once people realize how good this card is in decks that can cycle their arsenal. But that was a list. Thank you very much for watching. I will be doing one more RTN. Probably not bringing this. I'm a little tired of this. These games go long, and they are mentally fatiguing, as I am fatiguing my opponent. But like and subscribe if you like the content, and we'll see you next time.